Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. I am actually here on the main screen because you're probably not going to be able to see where today's midweek magic is. Well, there is the hard queue draft. I really want to check this out. We're not doing that today. You can even spend draft tokens there, so that's pretty nice. Actually have quite a few saved up. It is a phantom event though, so that might be so that might change how you treat it. But we do have a midweek magic this time. It's Omniscience Draft. It uses the Through the Omenpaths packs. And as a reminder, for Omniscience, you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. And there's an ability that allows you to activate to get mana once each turn. This is going to be quite important. I would say that the power level of Spider-Man Through the Omenpaths is quite low. That we might actually have very interesting. It might actually be very interesting. So first off, cards like Infernus are not going to be valuable because you do not want to play basic lands in your deck at all. So what are we generally looking for? Probably not the Phenomenon Recorder. We're generally looking for lots of card draw. It's like we got an unexpected windfall, so this is we have to discard a card, the 2 treasure tokens, but it draws us 2 cards, so this one's a good one for us here. Looking for removal or counter spells, especially since you don't have to pay for them. Being able to counter something for free can be quite relevant, especially if you're on the draw. I will probably take this because this is still an instant though. Your removal is also a big count. Then afterwards, you really want really powerful creatures here. So our most powerful creature is a 4/4 with menace that can grow, so that's kind of relevant there. Our removal options would be Spectacular Tactics. This one's also good because being able to protect your stuff is also quite there. Also, I just realized that was a cheerleader. Some Spectacular Tactic that is. Can you also explain the logic? Anyway, then there's Perilous Lunge, which is kind of source instant speed becomes a big relevant one. So searching for basic lands not so great, but searching for other stuff is great. We will take the Unexpected Windfall here. That one is from the special sheet. So I did say counter spells go up in value, so Drake's Interception is kind of there. Nice having a second mode. Until your next turn, each creature attacks each combat. You add 3 mana, not relevant. So this rare becomes very not relevant here. Return up to 1 non-target. This one is kind of relevant here because tempo becomes the most important thing. So being able to bounce something is actually, well, bounce something on the body. Now this one being sorcery speed, not that great, but it's quite acceptable. Haste is also quite good here. So I'm torn between this and Drake's Interception. Also, stuff that lets you draw. Okay, so just the discard part as well. But because we're not playing lands, this is an automatic +1/+1 counter. So this one is fine. I will take the counter spell though. Also, I believe you only start with 3 cards, so that would affect quite a bit. So Scorpion Stings or removal, that's fine. Counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. This one also goes up a bit because a lot of people, there are going to be lots of instants and sorceries that will matter. There are also going to be a lot of creatures that will matter, but we could get the triggered ability, so this one actually goes up in value for us. Kind of. Otherwise, it's Hide in Mundanity would be fine. Scorpion Sting is actually quite. But I expect people to be running big creatures. A while ago, So let's see. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so there's a Snatchback, which we can bounce and draw a card with it. So this one replaces itself. This one's going to be a fine pick. Blue is generally very strong here as a color. Not necessarily the strongest, but we kind of want to go for there. We are not activating this, unfortunately, unless we draft a few mana. Unless we draft some extra cards that generate mana. We get 2 treasures here. Honestly, that's not the real pick. Miasmic Mist might be fine. Like if there's a green go wide, we can go for this one. It's either that or the Data Scrubber, Well, it can always take an Eerie Gravestone, which does replace itself. But Data Scrubber also kind of doesn't replace itself. You're actually, well, net -1, mill 4 for the creature. I kind of need to have some creatures. Right now we have 0 creatures, so I'm probably gonna take this one over the Eerie Gravestone. But I could see an argument for it. So now this is the one that we really want. Outsmart the Amateur. Draw 3 cards. Alternately, Sarn of the Silken Road. If you're able to play enough creatures, but we will take Outsmart. This being instant speed also really helps us. So, but now we need to find ways to actually win. I guess I will take Ozor because we are kind of playing a lot of we are playing a lot of draw and potential discard. So we kind of want to be on the lookout for villains as well. So Vazin is fine. Galvanized Workforce is kind of fine in the sense that you will be playing a lot of spells that cost more. You won't be able to activate this ability though, so that's something to keep in mind. I will probably take Vazin first. And let's have to double check. This is a creature we control, so we still need to have a good creature. Scar the City, mill, put a permanent into your own hand from among them. But otherwise, the removal would be fine here. Yeah, because mana is not consideration. I'm willing to take that one, and we'll take the Hidden Mundanity as well. Vine-Woven Chariot does not mean anything. What? It's basically a creature. It's a 3/1. That's kind of sad. Flash is also quite fine. Like if we need to have a surprise blocker, sure. You can. It's also kind of pseudo haste if it's on another turn. And yep, no one plays the land. Whenever you cast a blue spell, if he gets +1 until end of turn. So this one's not great. Other spiders you control have riot. Spells and abilities can't be countered. Oh, well, thank goodness that this is not an actual pod. I would probably have hated this out because I'm so into counter spells here. Also, likewise, ward is not so valuable because because some targeting is kind of free. You can generate up to 5 mana here. Target non-equipment artifact you control becomes an artifact with base power. Untap it. It's fine. I probably would take this one because of the Connive, and Death Touch is quite valuable here. I don't see anything else that's better. I guess the Midnight Hunter might be fine. Here you go. There is also Snatchback, but Flying Vigilance, Lifelink, being able to generate another card, this one is also quite fine for us here. I could also just take Deathflame Burst. This is just straight up damage. We have to, like, we're kind of relying too much on counter spells, so if it doesn't go our way, well, we can also just rely on Snatchback, but Flying Vigilance, Lifelink is going to be super annoying, so I guess we'll take that one first. Scorpion Sting, Deathflame Burst, again. Also, Nu and Sumi, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you've discarded. If we have enough connive effects, we can actually net positive. Well, not necessarily net positive, but you get the idea. Otherwise, I would just take this one straight removal. I'll take the creatures a bit first. The removal, okay, but if we're gonna take removal, something like this is fine. So got another Tyrell, which is always solid. Exile this card, gains flying until end of turn. Clandestine works, Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards. Sure, we lose 2 life, but drawing cards is super important here. Getting a lot of Tyrells here. Exile up to X, then return them at the beginning of the next end step. So this can clear the board for up to 6, so this would actually be interesting. I probably would still prefer to have more creatures. Though I would probably take a 5/4 haste. It does help that this is like sorcery speed. Damning Caress is also sorcery speed, so we might be able to get a big hit with this one. Vexed Bots and enters, put a +1 this only creatures once. When this creature attacks, mill a card. No. When this creature mills 2, well, we do have Ozor, so there is some value to mill. Merciless Enforcer is actually free activations every time, so I might actually just take that one. It's not the best. We could also just take a Principled Referee, but we don't exactly have any 2-drops right now. So yeah, there's also like a Crime Scene Instructor, but that's also kind of meh. You really want really big creatures here. Snatchback is fine. Clandestine work. Really taking a lot of clandestine work. But yeah, it's gonna be all about card draw here. Target player draws a card, then up to 1 target creature you control connives. Well, definitely bet. Well, Tree Trolley generates mana. Yeah, it's all about card draw. We'll just keep drawing cards. Connives. Death Touch, exile from graveyard, put 2. This one's fine too. This one's a big enough creature with Death Touch. And we already have 1 Snatchback. Also, we do need... Generally, it's like 1 creature and 2 effects. For the most part, that's the balance, I guess. Yeah, we'll take Spectacular Tactics. That one's... Ooh, okay. These are kind of fine. We will end up running everything here, especially... Oh, we're especially running this one. This is a solid one. Rendezvous would be our other draw spell. There is also another Outsmart the Amateurs. Oh my gosh. This one's quite powerful, but so is this one. Honestly, we have to just take the Outsmart here. We really need... draw 3 cards or counter, and draw is way too good. Queen's Insight, discard a card if you do draw a card. Well, we're not exactly doing Mayhem here. Try another new Insumi. Actually, no. Well, this one giving giving evasion is quite good here. And we got an Infernal Graph, so that's a solid removal. There is another Detect Intrusion, but I think basically we have like 5 counter spells, so that might be quite a bit already. Can't believe I gave up that rare for in this format. Let me know if that was. I'm already starting to have doubt. Another target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. This is evasion. Yeah, the vehicles are still an actual cost. Well, we did get another one. I guess we could have taken that one knowing that we would... And definitely taking another Ozor. Well, it's either that... Let's do a removal spell check. But otherwise I would take... Hexproof is a really big deal here. Though... Yeah, just need to control another villain. Then we have Hexproof. So first we need to do a villain check as well. 13 villains, okay, so we're definitely picking this one. Now, removal check. 1, 2, 3-ish, 4. Five, and 2 death touch creatures. Three death touch creatures, so I guess we're fine. Yeah, we'll take another Drake's Interception here as well. Okay, we're gonna get this Snatchbacks back. We don't have that many. We have 2 artifacts. One of them's already a creature, so not super relevant here. I'd rather have the connive, because it gives us card selection. But clandestine work is also always good. Basically, we're loading up on card draw. I expect everyone else to be doing something to that effect. Okay, we'll take one Carriage of Dreams. It's discard a card, gains menace until end of turn. Okay, we'll take another Carriage of Dreams. There we go. We exactly 40 cards. If we ended up with a land on each of our picks, we would have been forced to add one basic land, but at least here we managed to get the whole set. We're gonna run this. We're gonna run this as is. Again, this is a super swingy format, so I'm glad to play this in midweek, but I would refuse to play this if I have to pay for entry. It's just how it goes. So we'll see if our I'm willing to discard this one. Yep. Sure. Yeah, Ozor is probably is definitely a must counter. Opponent is landing a principled referee. They get to put it's a 3/4. Then what does this gain hexproof? So we definitely holding on to this. Opponent probably just gonna crew this in response, but that doesn't really do anything. Also, I think our opponent can can still crew this, so there is that. We do get first hit, so that's kind of what we're gunning for. So it's a question of if we can draw a card draw spell, take over. It's a feel bad that we had to discard this one. Scout the city. Might as well. Well, it won't save us from the next Scout the City, but at least we got the removal out. And we have to remember that this actually grows quite a bit, so that might be an issue. Also, if we need to gain life, like we can always just play Scout the City for that mode. So at least we can race this way. Sure. And this is at our end step, so we don't get the benefit from that. We do get the benefit of exiling and putting counters this way, so we can kind of get around it that way. Yeah, we don't get the connive. Yeah, we'll draw 3 cards. Maybe our opponent has counterspell. It would be a bit annoying, but at least we get it out of the way. Nope. And snatchbacks. Yeah, this is the nature of the format. This is what we are definitely gonna expect. Okay. Oh yeah, we. Let's double check. We also have snatchbacks. And sure. This is this is a bit of a disadvantage of the. Now remember, if we control another villain, so we have one, so we just need to protect it at all costs. You can try to avoid getting too greedy, but I do have to at least play this one. Yeah, opponent concedes. They and to be fair, our opponent could have had also the other cards needed. It's just that they did not happen to have it in hand. That is Omniscience Draft. That's why that's where the emphasis on having all those card draw spells is so important. It also changes a lot that we have to have the that you also have to have these that these spells are instant speed. That's what makes blue so good because we get the additional card draw spells in clandestine in black. There's romantic rendezvous in red. So definitely keeping this one. Just gonna play this one and pass. Oh yeah, I forgot that is also a draw card. This is this does at least cycle itself, so it's fine there. Okay, I am gonna I am gonna have to counter draw. Now we could probably lose if our opponent had their own counter spell. We could lose. We could just lose it like this. But being able to get rid of our opponent's big threats is quite important. Also, kind of telling our opponent didn't have anything else. Carriage of Dreams doesn't do much, but we will take the Detect Intrusion. And but now we need to hit the bill. Morseless Coup. Yeah, we're now in the protect our stuff phase. We might have been baited though, so there's a... Nope, we got there! Yeah, you just have to have a lot of counter spells and land a solid creature and you're good. Now that said, our opponent could have eventually drawn into more removal. We might have drawn into a villain by then, but that's also another thing you have to do. You have to also count how many cards are there. But that's how important having card draw really is for this particular format. Pest control. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna keep this one, but this is honestly really bad here. Like, we do get card draw, we do get to go first. But if our opponent has any of the typical instant responses, we're just kind of doomed. We'll start with Clandestine Work first. It's always gonna be card draw first. And I think if our opponent has a counter, they might counter this, they might counter something else. We'll see. So, definitely want to keep these two, so we're drawing these two. So, okay. I don't have to activate this right away, but we do have the option. And I can land all these and then we just hold up Spectacular Tactics. But that said, we can easily be overwhelmed by our opponent here. Like, they're going Scorpion Sting for this one. Flash Flying, okay. Again, we kind of want our Carriage of Dreams. They can crew to this one, so... And they conceded because... Yeah, we could give one of our creatures flying and a +1/+1 counter. The removal was good. It's also another thing that Omniscience does not give you the flexibility to mulligan. You really have to play the hand that you're dealt with. Prison Break looks nice. Okay, we'll do one more run here. We'll see how. We'll do one more run of this one. We'll see how it goes. Definitely keeping this one. Though the Scout the City is not the best. In fact, I can just pass. Sure. I think our opponent might have a way to generate mana, so we'll keep that in mind. Oh, wow. Opponent... I don't want to have backup for this. Yeah, I can wait to draw one more card naturally. So we'll cast this first. This is big enough to merit a counterspell. Now let's see if they have the other counterspell. No, they don't. And we can put a counter here. and we'll probably connive, and we're gonna connive. So definitely keeping the Drix interception here. Yeah, we don't get infinite mana. We just get some. Also remember for spells with X, actually a while ago I was saying that we could get like X equals 5 with that one. Actually it's X equals 4 because add 1 mana of any color so they can... Ooh, so that is their play. No. Definitely keeping... Yeah, we'll keep both. Oh, I can't attack with this one because I do not want to discard. And... Oh, wow. I probably should have held on to one card. My bad. Or... Yeah, we'll run it like this. We'll give up the removal spell. We get to connive first, so yeah, we're definitely discarding this. Oh wow, we're gonna lose both. But we do get to draw 2 more cards. And we do get a detect intrusion. So this... And we can just save this for later. There we go. So there is that. I guess I would say that yeah, you prioritize blue if you can. If it doesn't land, yes, we might be in trouble. But again, so again to reiterate, the priority is card draw. So let's put all those spells. Card draw. We actually had a lot of card draw. Card draw, counter spells because card draw, counter spells. So these two kind of overlap, and then removal gets its own category, but you kind of want to have your big threats also. So that one's a big threat. This is a big threat. This one counts as card draw for the most part for us. This one is kind of card draw. Connive is not exactly card draw, but it is some value here. I would probably put it at this level, though though this one's just a regular creature. We didn't really get... Well, we'll adjust that later. This one is also kind of a regular creature. The Carriage of Dreams is a meh, but yeah. Snatchback counts as a removal and card draw, so that's kind of up there. Spectacular Tactics. And yeah, this. Let's put these in our meh creature category. Like, it's nice to have, but it's not super important. This one's kind of card draw, but it's kind of... I guess this one goes up here. It's there pretty much to help us draw cards. This one's meh. The Carriage of Dreams is kind of meh here. Card draw, but kind of meh. But technically it's draw 2. Scout the City would have been removal, and some... This one's our counter spell, quite important in matches category. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1 out of 4 cards being card draw, with a few extras being sort of card draw, will that's pretty much what you're looking for. As far as real bombs are concerned, we kind of had like only 3. I guess this one would kind of fit the bill a bit. Some of the others could fall in here. Your responses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 is fine. I guess if you have enough counter spells, this would be fine as well. Spectacular tactics being quite flexibility helps a lot as well. But there we go. We're back down to 39 for some reason. Anyway, that's gonna be it for. That's fine. That's fine. We discard all changes. I do not know what happened there. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. I might play this one a little bit more. This probably would be my best Omniscience Draft Omniscience Draft in my to my known history, but otherwise still pretty solid. Anyway, that's gonna be for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.